Good afternoon from Portland, Maine. It's TeamStrub Day 83. We're in state number 40 of the summer. How crazy is that? And I am joined this afternoon by David and Casey from Big Brothers Big Sisters. So thank you guys so much for joining me today.
Thanks for coming, Chris.
Very glad to be here. So without further ado, let's have you guys introduce yourselves and tell us what you do. How about ladies first?
My name is Casey Hartford, and I am the Director of Community Engagement here at Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southern Maine.
Okay, great.
Hey, I'm Dave Perron. I'm the Executive Director here at Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southern Maine.
Fantastic. Dave, what is Big Brothers Big Sisters?
Big Brothers Big Sisters is an organization that's been around nationally for over 100 years, and we've been here locally in Portland for over 20 years. And we are here to work with kids that are facing adversity, and we match them with a mentor, and they create a one-on-one relationship that's designed on improving that child's life for better and forever.
Great, caught me sipping there.
All right.
How many bigs and littles do we have here in Southern Maine?
We're currently working with about 500 kids throughout Southern Maine, which includes all of Cumberland County and all of York County, so it's quite a large service area. Comprises all of Southern Maine. And those are kids that are served in our community-based program, so that's a big and a little that gets matched, and they go out in the community and do whatever kind of activities they want to do together. And we also have a program that's called a site-based program, and those are littles that are in schools that are matched with either high school kids or adults that come into the school to work with them as well. So there's sort of two different program areas that we work on.
Great. And as we go, guys, I'll sort of throw the questions out there, whoever wants to jump in.
Yeah.
Guys, what has been the best way of attracting new bigs?
I'd say the best way of attracting new bigs are through our current bigs. Those are folks who know the impact, live it firsthand, and often can talk about how impactful it's been for them, even more so than the littles sometimes. So I think they're our best ambassadors.
I would agree with that, and it's also, that's really the number one challenge we have is attracting bigs. It's it's a challenge of getting the word out there. We're a small nonprofit with a very small budget, and like most organizations of similar size and budget, we don't have a PR department. We don't have a marketing executive working here. So everything we do is really grassroots. It's working through our existing base of volunteers that are bigs now, as Casey mentioned, and we do a lot of outreach to local businesses and colleges and schools and high schools, and we go and execute what we call these lunch and learn events. So we'll go to a large business in the area and talk to as many employees as we possibly can. It's really just old-fashioned press in the flesh, getting in front of as many people as we possibly can. It takes a lot of time and energy to do that. To get as many bigs coming through the doors as possible. We have a pretty lengthy waiting list right now. We've got about 73 littles in Southern Maine that are waiting for bigs. So we're sort of doing a full court press as we speak.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, glad to be here to help.
Absolutely.
One theme that I've noticed at other mentoring programs, including Big Brothers Big Sisters, is the need specifically for male bigs. Would you concur with that need here?
Yes, absolutely. We're always in need of more big brothers. Always.
Okay. Let me ask you about, let's talk about the signature program for Big Brothers Big Sisters. I noticed the sign on the wall. It's, of course, Bowl for Kids' Sake.
Yeah.
So tell me, what is Bowl for Kids' Sake? I know it's not coming up here, but hopefully this video will have some shelf life.
Sure.
Tell me all about Bowl for Kids' Sake.
Well, Bowl for Kids' Sake is a major fundraising initiative that happens all over the country to support Big Brothers Big Sisters mentoring programs, and it's a really fun, energetic, unique fundraising initiative where we have teams from all over the community. We have a Lawyers Bowl, Businessman Bowl, Banker Bowl, and they form teams and they go and they have a great time. They have some food, they have some drinks, and they go bowling to support our program, and they raise money individually to do that. So it's a nice friends asking friends for support event.
Sure.
Which is different than us, blanketing the community with letters asking for money. So it helps to expand our network. It does help recruit bigs. It helps recruit board members. It's really much more than the dollars raised. It's really a friend builder as much as a fundraiser. So
Great. And, you know, that's a program that's all across the United States.
it is.
And
Yeah.
from here to Hawaii, as I
Right.
learned firsthand. Tell me about, you know, one or two of the programs that are unique to this area. What sort of things do you guys do that are different maybe from other chapters that people might have heard of through my trip or wherever they're watching from?
Sure. Well, I'll let Casey talk about what is our individually here at Southern Maine is our signature fundraising event.
Yeah.
Our largest single fundraiser is a Bids for Kids auction that we do every year.
Okay.
This year it netted over $100,000 for our agency. This is a pretty small area, so we were pretty proud of that number.
Sure.
We engage community members to come onto a committee and help us go out in the community and ask for donations. And then we have a huge silent and live auction. We have about 400 guests that come and raise some.
When was that event?
It's in May of this past year. It
And
happens in the spring every year.
I'm guessing planning is already underway.
Yeah, planning
Pick a
usually.
date, probably.
We have the date scheduled for next year, April 29th of 2016.
Yeah, it's a 12-month event for
It
sure.
is.
Yeah.
And you know, the auction items, you know, we're auctioning everything from a safari in Africa to, you know, a paddleboard that someone can, you know, poke around in Casco Bay on. So it's a huge range of items. It takes a tremendous amount of work to pull off, but it has really become, in my opinion, and in my nonprofit career, I've seen 1 million auction events, and in this area, it's pretty much regarded as the signature auction fundraiser. You know, we don't have a hard time filling the room. People really look forward to it. It's a fun time, and I think it's successful because it's an easy way and a fun way for people to support our mission.
Mm-hmm.
And supporting our mission isn't as expensive as I think some people think it may be. You know, you can support a match in our program for a year for $1,000. So if you're at an auction, you know, and you're there with your friends, you could easily, your table could easily support 10 matches that year without, you know, breaking your bank.
That's great. I like that you mentioned 12 months.
Yeah.
That's a very important figure with Big
Yeah.
Brothers Big Sisters.
Yeah, it is.
Talk about the average maybe duration of your matches. I mean,
Sure.
of course you require that 1-year commitment.
It's-
Are you seeing longer than that?
Yes, it's great that you asked that because I was just looking at our data an hour ago. And
There we go.
yeah, and I'm very happy to say that right now our average match length is slightly over 40 months, which
That's astonishing.
it is. It's
That's
almost
great.
twice. It's more than twice the national average actually. So we're really happy about that. And I think, you know, the reason that is the case for us is we're just so comprehensive in our intake process, both with the littles and with the bigs. And we do a lot of work before making that match to make sure that it's going to be a quality and enduring match. And we support them really well after they're matched. So, you know, I can speak to it personally. I just got matched this past Friday. I just had my first match outing with my little yesterday.
Wow.
So
That's cool. What's your little's name?
his name's Sam.
Okay.
So having gone through that, having gone through that process, I can attest firsthand as to how thorough it is, how comprehensive it is, and how much attention is paid to it being a quality.
So how does that work
during match.
as the boss? I mean, do they ask you to stay in the next room while the conversation goes on, or did you get to participate in the
No,
the
it
process?
was I entered it as many of our staff here are bigs.
Okay.
So, you know, we
sort
really
of abstain from the
we
process?
really yes we try to participate if we're going to become a big as anybody else would. So we're not a part of that selection process or the match process. I'm just a volunteer like anyone else would be. So it was interesting for the staff here because I had just started when I announced that I wanted to be a big.
Yeah.
So I think people were a little like, oh, how do we do this with Dave? He's the brand new executive director. And I just said, treat me like you would anyone else. I want to go through the process like
You must be doing something right to get 40 months. I mean, that is a crazy number.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
Our program staff here is fantastic. I can't say enough about them. The dedication. We have folks that have been here for like 20 years. You know, just really perfecting how well they do the jobs that they
Well, that's
do.
where your average comes from. You got a 50-year-old staffer with a 30-year-old match now, but still hanging on, right?
Right.
Going out to the bar somewhere. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah.
Dave, you mentioned you're new to the organization.
Yep.
What drew you to Big Brothers Big Sisters?
I have just a crazy passion for kids. I've spent almost my entire professional career working with youth at risk.
But why this organization versus another organization? What is it about Big Brothers Big Sisters that?
Yeah, it's the simplicity of the mission. I mean, you cannot find a more elegant and simple model to work with kids at risk than Big Brothers Big Sisters. I mean, if you take into consideration on its base level, it's one caring adult with one kid that needs some help. And that relationship generates crazy successful data. And it's so simple. And I think a lot of times nonprofits bite off more than they can chew. And they make their mission and their goals so big and overwhelming. And for 100 years, Big Brothers Big Sisters has maintained a simple, effective, and I think elegant mission that is ultimately effective. So that's why this organization, as opposed to any other, was really appealing to me.
Great, great. Let's throw a great local question out here. What do you guys love about life in Maine? Again, you're a Maine native.
Born and bred.
Okay. So what is it about Maine that drew you here?
The ocean, first and foremost.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
It is rather nice. Photos on my Instagram, by the way.
But I would say the city of Portland is a beautiful place to live. It's an incredible community to be a part of. Everybody that I interact with is involved with a nonprofit in some way, shape, or form, and I think that that's pretty wonderful. So I like being a part of a community that's that well-minded.
And what makes you stay in Maine?
It's my home. You know, everybody feels that way about their home, but for me, it's, you know, this is a place that I've grown up with my family in. It's a place I'm raising my family in, and I can't imagine raising them anywhere else. It's this is a state where people truly take care of each other, from the north to the south, and it is just a very caring and nurturing and hard-working state. You know, I lived in other places. I don't know a group of people that have a harder work ethic than folks here in Maine, and it's a really amazing place to be, and those are amazing things to witness. You know, anytime you see any kind of issue happen in a community, a local community in Maine, that community really rallies around it, and I've seen it myself in my town that I live in now in Gorham, but we see it day in and day out here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just a really proactive state in taking care of people.
Fantastic. Where can people learn more about becoming a big or contributing otherwise to Big Brothers Big Sisters?
You can visit our Facebook, visit our website. We have a newly designed website that's somebigs.org, or give us a call, stop by our office. We always love to talk to anyone.
Great. Thank you so much, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Chris.
And so, of course, we're here this afternoon, and tomorrow morning I'm going to come back and we're going to have some fun shooting a little video out around Portland,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to be so much fun. So stay tuned for that on Facebook. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Safe travels, pal.
Very nice to meet you guys.
All right.